First and foremost, thanks to our great superintendent. Thank you for being here. Now, I'm going to sit right here, and I'm going to just talk with you. And then I'm going to try as best I can to answer any question that you may have. You know, just right outside, I've got to say this. You know, there's a lot of concerned people. There's a lot of people that really are worried and really care. And they're chanting 55 strong. I would just ask you just one question. Don't you think for a second that I'm not 55 strong too? I believe in every single fiber of West Virginia. I would ask you this. Why in the world would I run for office? Why would I run? Is there anything at all that you can give me that would make my life better personally? There's not. Is there any money that you can give me that would make things better, or anything that you can give me a hot tip on that make things better? There's not. Is there any status that you can give me, or where I can strut around and act like a big shot? And there's not. So then why did I run? And I ran for you. I ran for all of us. I ran for the fact that we're dead last and everything coming or going, and I don't like that. I love you, and I love our state. Now I'm going to sit, because I've got a terrible knee. And I should have had my knees replaced 5 million years ago, but I keep thinking I can just keep going and going and going, and I've had a million surgeries because I wasn't fast enough to get out of the way athletically, and I got hit a lot. So I'm going to sit, and I've got the microphones on me. Then that's good enough. I'll just sit right here. Now, as it's already been said, you know, it's a tough time. It's a challenging time. And I know exactly your position. Now just think for a second. And if you have a pencil, or you can put it on your computer or phone, which I can't do because I've got a flip phone. But I want you to just write a few things down. You know, on the first day that I showed up in office, what did I say? What did I say? Education should be our centerpiece. It's fact. Also, at the State of the State, right off the get-go, I said our teachers should get a 2% pay raise. It's fact. Now, you may not like this for me to say this, but this is fact too. At the time, I was a Democrat. I sat in the Democrat caucuses. A lot of the very, very people that are running up and down the streets screaming, we want a pay raise, we want a bigger pay raise, we want this, we want to fix the PEI permanently and everything else. They were the very people that had the opportunity right at their fingertips to step forward last year, and they dove in the ditch. And we can say what we want, but the one thing I won't do today, I will not in any way ever not tell you the truth. There's no humanly way. Now, there were a lot of Republicans that weren't on board either. It's an election year, people. Do you know why everybody's rah-rahing you out of your mind? Because it's an election year. That's fact. Be smart. Be smart. I know how smart you really are. And you are smart. And you are appreciated. And you're underpaid. And you're underappreciated in many ways. Now, I went around the state and did these little listening tours, and I sat with the service personnel, and I sat with the teachers, and I even sat with some administrative people, and maybe parents, concerned parents. And I went back and I reported just this. Here's exactly what I reported to everybody. I said, I've never been I've never been with groups of people that are so demotivated today. Beat down. Unappreciated. Absolutely, it's the wrong thing for us to be doing, people. Now, what I mean by that is just this. No matter how good a teacher you are in the world, and I would say this to my dying day, I don't care how good you are. If you're not appreciated to the level that you should be, then at the end of the day, your goodness is going to wane. And you're going to become mediocre. I don't care how good you are. And so, I apologize for the fact that you've been forgotten in a lot of ways. Now, you were never forgotten with me. And I tried with all in me to get a 2% pay raise last year. I want to give you the truth. Why did I propose 1-1-1-1-1? The reason I proposed 1-1-1-1-1 is because last year all I heard over and over is, we can't do a 2% pay raise for the teachers, even though we got 700 classrooms with no teachers in them, and we've got across the state borders, we've got teachers' teacher salaries that we can't even be competitive. We can't do a 2% pay raise for the teachers because we want to do something for everybody. Now, so I proposed 1 for everybody, and then 1 additional for teachers to get you to 5% as fast as I possibly could. In addition to that, we all know just one thing, and that is just this. What my intentions were. What I really believe the Republican legislature's intentions were, and even I'll say even the Dems, I would say all of us thought, or at least I thought, let's just keep it with me. I thought if we could get that done, and in the state of the state, I thought, honest to goodness, Lord strike me dead. And I think I take real seriously because I'm a Christian, people. I'm a real Christian. But I can tell you that I thought that was the only way I could accomplish what I wanted to accomplish, and that is genuinely help all of our state workers. But in addition to help all of our state workers, all of them, we were really going to move the teachers and really be able to get us closer to being competitive with others. And in the meantime, if things got better in our state, we could always layer in another bump next year. Now, I'm not going to talk forever, but I want you to really pay attention, The biggest gift that I've delivered to you is not, miss me. I'm still with you. It's not me. Maybe get one of these layers of fat. I'm just hanging on. Think about this just for a second. I could sit here and say, when it got really to crunch time, you would have lost your dogs if I hadn't stepped up and vetoed it. I could sit here and say, the road projects that you're going to have right here in your lap are the biggest of any place in the state. Pat me on the back. And I could say just this. I could say, in education, what I did right off the get-go, that's not me either. But what I did right off the get-go was I had the gift to be able to appoint a state board of education they're really good. And you may say what you want, but they're really good. They right off the get-go got rid of this ridiculous testing that you've been just laboring over forevermore. How long has it been? How long have you been going through that? It's not good. We graded our schools A through F. Not good. We had so much control in Charleston that didn't have a clue what in the world you were even doing in the world. And we restored that back locally. And we did things with your calendar to where your good superintendent and your good board of education in your counties up here could make decisions on their own that they should be made. And I could say, pat me on the back. And then I could say, well, as soon as I heard about this Go 365 making it, mandatory, I said, are you kidding me? Get rid of it. Then as soon as I heard about the household income to where we were putting two of them together and raising your premiums and everything, I said, get rid of it. Now, I did every single bit of that. Every single solitary bit of that. Now, there's a lot of you that are saying, well, that's great, but what are you going to do for us now? And for those people, I'm not happy with you. Because I think we should all be appreciative of where we are. But now just listen. Just listen just one second. The biggest gift that I've been able to pull off for you is one thing. And I want you to really dial into this. It's one thing. And that's just this. First of all, ask yourself, what have previous governors done for you? Then ask yourself just this, where were we when I took office as far as your level of hope? You're here today because you have hope. If we had still a $500 million deficit, you wouldn't be here today. You wouldn't be here. The biggest gift that I have been able to deliver you is changing in 12 months the most hideous, terrible financial numbers in the world to numbers that look hopeful. And that's the reason you're here. When I took office, all I heard over and over is, we got to go on PEI to 70-30. How would you feel about that? Wouldn't be very good, would it? As far as the possibility for a pay raise, you saw what they did last year. Nothing. If we still had a $500 million deficit, where would you be? You know where you'd be? You and your family would be looking for a better job out of state. Now, where you are right here now is just this. I would tell you that you need to be back in the classroom. Our kids need to be back in the classroom. I would tell you that if you looked at the numbers and you were me, and I look at them all the time, doing any more than what has been done with your pay raise today, you're not going to like this, but it would not be the smart thing to do. It would absolutely be, from a financial standpoint, a very, very, very dumb move. Now, and I say that because of this. Am I supposed to be your governor and look out for you and your children, your families, and all your friends and all the people around you? Am I supposed to do that? Because if I'm supposed to do that, if I'm not supposed to do that, I could come in and say, because I love you, you see, the other thing you may not know, but I'm a teacher. For crying out loud, I'm a coach. I'm a teacher. I have a teaching degree. My wife has a teaching degree. For crying out loud, I know a little bit about what the crap's going on. I'm in your schools all the blooming time, and I hear you. I see your struggles. I am for you with all in me, but let's be ridiculous. Let's just say tomorrow, I can just say, because I love you so much, let's give everybody a 20% pay raise. Okay, you know what that would do? For all of you that are cheering, what it would do is it would blow your own legs off. to exactly the West Virginia that you awakened to before I got here. No hope, dead last, your children going out of state to find a job, on and on and on and on. If you don't believe that, you're not being smart. Now, so, as far as what I would tell you today, and again, you may not think this is very kind or whatever, but I'm just going to tell you the truth. You know, I think doing more from the standpoint of a pay raise today, I think you're swimming way, way, way upstream. And I think no matter what you do, everything has consequences. Everything. Everything's got consequences. No matter what I do, there's consequences. No matter what you do, there's consequences. I would tell you, as far as your pay raise, you're swimming upstream and you need to be in the classroom. Now let me go one step further. Let me go to PEI. I think, how big a deal is it to fix PEI on a permanent basis? How big a deal? What's a big deal? It's hundreds of millions of dollars, and it's a moving target because health costs continue to go up, and we don't really know what's what. But I get it. If you sign up for a job that's going to pay you $35,000 or $45,000, you are also signing up for that job because of the benefits to that job. And when you don't know what the benefits are, and they just keep hacking at you and hacking at you and hacking at you, I get that. And you'd like to be in a situation to where you knew your benefits were secure, and then we'll work on the pay thing. And I'd like you to be there too. Absolutely, I'd like you to be there too. Now, the only problem with that is that's tough stuff. And that's stuff that you just can't possibly, there's no humanly way that you could address a means to fix that in a regular session. No matter what you do. No matter what in the world you do. Now, I would tell you this too, and I'm only being honest. Let's just be ridiculous. And let's just say you stay on strike or whatever it may be, and you do that for several more days, and it comes to the Attorney General or it comes to me or the legislator or whatever like that to say, okay, you can't be paid, or okay, you've got to be terminated and you can re-sign up for your seniority. I'm telling you, there's consequences to everything. And you may think that you can drive around peg in a square hole and you can get this done by your voice. And I'm telling you, on pay, I'm just now being your financial advisor, and I'm saying the very best thing you can do is be in the classroom. As far as PEI, I would say this, and this is how I feel. I felt this way before the struggle about fixing PEI on a permanent basis. Again, go back to my state of the state the first year, my first days on the job. Go back. I said at that point in time we should tier the severance tax on gas and coal. I said it then. You know what we did? Threw it out the door. If we would have gotten it passed, we would absolutely have all kinds of solutions to our problems right now. Threw it out the door. Now, let me just say this. You may say, well, what are you going to do, Governor? What are you going to do? You know? And here's what I would tell you that needs to be done. Again, if you're being smart. A task force needs to be put in place, and that task force is being worked on, and that task force will be done. And that task force needs to be put in place and probably reported back to after the primary season is over, sometime in latter May. Now, just listen to me. If you don't, all it's going to be is a political hoopla. That's all that's going down there now. Now that's one thing. Again, now just listen to me. I'm just telling you what I think. The other thing is this. Now you're going to like this. Here's what I think, and here's where you can help. Now this is going to fly right in the face of a lot of people down there, and they're going to probably be upset with me. But this is what I have thought forever. We need to do this. If you go back to the campaigns, this is exactly what I said in the campaigns. West Virginia has a way of becoming a third world country in a lot of ways. Stay with me and think. A long time ago, people came to West Virginia and extracted our timber. And when our timber was gone, they were gone. And then we extracted coal for a long time. And we benefited from the extraction of coal. We benefited from the extraction of timber, but we were still dead last every year. Dead last in education, dead last in everything coming or going, every blooming year. And we were in a fight all the time to see who could be 49th, us or Mississippi. Now that's what happened with timber and happened with coal. And now we have this gas situation that we're on fire, and we have a real opportunity again. And if we don't extract something, we're going to be left holding the bag again. That's how I feel. I have felt that way forever. Now, I would tell you just this. Here's what I would do. This is exactly what I will do. And it has nothing to do with your union leaders. It has nothing to do with Senator Manchin. It has nothing to do with anything other than the fact that this is what I thought. Jim Justice, not the Senate, not the House. This is what Jim Justice thought a year ago. And I'll be more than glad to call us into special session, not to fix PEI. I will call us into special session to do just this. And that is to find a way, to be able to find a way through co-tenancy and joint development and the land rights people and the Farm Bureau and the mineral rights people to find a way to come together. And Lord knows, people, I did this 2 months ago with all the gas companies, reps, and everybody. But what you've got to do is you've got to find a shovel with both hands that basically satisfies everybody and raises the severance tax on gas. And then what will happen is, then what my proposal would be to do would then be used, that increase of severance on natural gas, after you got through the co-tenancy and joint development issues, because you won't get there without that. You just won't get there. No matter what anybody says, people may come running up to you and say, well, let's just raise the severance tax on gas. And I'd say, they may say that to you, but bull snot, you'll never get it passed. Okay. Listen, you're asking the wrong guy. You're asking the wrong guy.
You're the governor. You should have answers.
Look, let me tell you. Just listen to me. Please listen to me. Okay. It won't. You can't get it. If you just said tomorrow, let's increase the severance tax on natural gas, and I was dead. I was dead. Gone. And you said, let's increase the severance tax on natural gas tomorrow and pass it through the Senate, pass it through the House. I'm telling you, and Jim Justice is telling you the honest to God's truth, forget it. It won't pass. Look, listen, I'm the guy that said let's tier the severance tax on coal and natural gas as it stayed the state a year ago.
As a Democrat!
Listen, I sent it up. I sent it up there as my bill, and you know what? It never even made it to a vote.
Governor, put pressure where it needs to be.
Now,